Okay, so we think about what could happen. Right now, I'm just going to step back and think about what could happen, because these matrices are set up so sometimes one thing happens, sometimes another. Okay? And sometimes it's all screwed up, as it was in problem 8. I got my semicolons, and it was a mess. Okay, right? Okay, so we can easily get a 1, just divide divide this row by 2, and then we're easily going to be able to get a 0. We can see that far ahead. So we certainly can get this. What's the next thing we want? Well, we want a 0 here and a 1 here, right? Now to do that, we'd better get a 1 here first, right? Are we going to be able to do that? Always? Well, no. By the time we've added -5 of these to this, and then added these 2 rows, okay? And I'm not even sure what I said made sense, but by the time we do this the next row operation, we might end up with a 0 here, which means there's no way we're going to get a 1. At least not without messing up this 0, and we can't do that, okay? So what can we get? Okay, well, ideally we get a 1 here, and if we do, we can certainly get a 0 here, right? Okay? So I'll say hopefully. That depends what we're hoping for, of course. At least we try to get a 1 here. And if we do, we get a 0 here, okay? What are we going to do next? Well, at that point, can we get a 1 here? Do we want a 1 here? Can we get a 0 here? Only way we're going to get a 0 here is if we got one in this step. When we did this to get the 0 here, if we also got a 0 here, then we could get a 0, right? Do we expect that that'll usually happen? Well, it depends on how the problem's been set up. Unless I contrived it, if I just randomly generated the numbers, probably not. So typically we get this and this. After we've done the steps that get us this, we're stuck with what we've got. Anything else we do is going to mess this up. And then over here, of course, no matter what we do, we are going to get zeros, right? Okay? And I think that's what's going to happen with this. And if it does, what does that tell us now about linear independence?